don't think if it was some stuff not working on white folks, they wouldn't do everything. And
my thing is, please tell me one medical instrument that doesn't work on white people. Tell me a medical instrument that doesn't work on white people.
I mean, I didn't know the thermometers didn't work on us. I didn't know this. This is like crazy.
Yeah,
because the thermometers I use work on me.
But that's why it's called systemic. But that's why it's called systemic, DeShanti. That's why it's systemic.
To sit here and say an object is also racist, like it has a target on your black skin. A thermometer don't know if you're black or white. I mean,
right.
The thermometer literally does not work. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry, but this is the point that I'm making. I'm making that the fundamental lack of care for black people in the medical system meant that when they were testing these products, right? Either one of two things happened. Either one, they did not test it on black people, or two, they tested it and some medical institution or medical corporation decided that the lives that could be lost, right, from getting those false and inaccurate readings was an acceptable loss. Black lives. Black lives. Wait. Here's my point, though. Please let me finish.
Hang on, I need to address another comment. Hang on. Guys, any racist comments, like, they will be muted and you'll be kicked from the live. Sorry, carry on.
My point here is that there's also another research letter from the JAMA Network that you can read, and they cite their methods for the study, et cetera. But it also speaks towards the same concept. Black people are disenfranchised by this action, whether knowingly or unknowingly. I am a great believer of impact over intent. I do not care what your intention was. If a demographic of people are being harmed by your actions on the basis of their race, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you're still at fault. You're still the problem. Can I finish talking? You will hear how if you let me finish my sentences. The medical institutions responsible for creating these items, right, have failed black people in one of two ways. Either one, they did not test their products on enough people who phenotypically resemble me in order to ensure that their products worked for everyone, not just the overwhelming majority demographic. Shout out to my European Americans. Love y'all down. Right? It's either they chose not to test it on those people, or they tested it on those people, saw that it failed, right? And their calculations came to the belief and conceptualization that the amount of lives that could have been lost, especially during a time period like COVID, in which accurate temperature readings were important, right? They calculated that the lives that could have been lost was an acceptable financial loss. Either way, they put black people's lives at risk on the basis of their blackness, whether knowingly or unknowingly.
See, here's my thing. Here's my thing, Devious. I'm not saying that you're being disingenuous or not, or disingenuous. However you say that, I can't even talk. Yes, thank you. Or not true, because I feel like that's absolutely horrible. It's
Why
terrible.
is it horrible, though? I mean, you don't think there's other thermometers that could have been used?
You just need to, with all due respect, host, before you continue, I'm so sorry. To Ms. DeShanti, you keep making statements, but there could be things out there that don't work for black people. You think there aren't thermometers? Find me a corporation that has created a medical product that doesn't work on white skin.
You don't think that thermometer is the only product that
I'm still speaking. Until then, with respect, no argument that you are going to make to me is going to be logically sound. Lady Speaks, please continue.
You don't think any other product has been recalled as dangerous and been taken off the market?
When you cite a medical product that specifically didn't work for white people,
tons of products.
When you cite a medical, I am talking about medicine right now. I'm talking about the medical systems. When you cite a medical product that was designed for the public that didn't work on white people whilst working on everybody else, right? Then you and me can have that discussion. Until then, all you're doing is giving me whataboutisms, and those aren't logical arguments, and thus I will no longer be engaging in them. Lady Speaks, please continue.
So my thing is...
well, products get recalled all the time.
Lady Speaks is speaking. That's her name. Lady Speaks, she's speaking.
Products get recalled all the time.
Silence. Thank you.
So my thing is, like, in the medical field, right, I do agree that you need to have proper equipment. I don't disagree with that. And like back many years ago, it wasn't. There was very poor mistreatment toward the black community. So maybe there was
not many. It was not that many. It still happens.
Okay, but please let me make my point respectfully. Okay, I'm not trying to offend anyone with what I'm saying. I'm actually trying to sympathize with it a little bit. But back then, it wasn't for them to make these things and test these things out. It wasn't. Things were different, right? Things were different then, and you can't sit here and say that things are exactly the same here now, because they're not. They're much better now than they were back then. But they need to fix that, and I don't disagree with that. They need to fix that. They need to fix the issues within the medical system.
With respect, right? My problem with that argument is you can make the claim that they're much better because you're not being directly affected by these things, right? People lost their lives, right?
My uncle lost his life during COVID. So
but did your uncle, here's my question, but did your uncle lose his life in a way that could have been easily prevented, such as a simple thermometer that was meant to check his temperature readings?
COVID was handled kind of trash.
It was
maybe not due to a thermometer.
But here's the thing, wait, I'm so sorry. With respect, that entire framework of argument is directly disingenuous. We are talking about items that are created for medical use. If we are creating items for medical use and they are not working for a specific racial demographic, whether you intend to or not, anytime you utilize that item, you have the possibility to discriminate against a person of color. That is what is taking place here. Direct racial discrimination and by proxy, medical racism. And if you are making the claim that that is not medical racism, you would then need to, with respect, substantiate that. Now, Lady P, I get that you're trying to empathize and come from a place of empathy, and whilst that's valid within sentiments, it doesn't necessarily relate to the argument that's being made. My argument is that the medical system is perpetuating racial disenfranchisement against Black people, Indigenous people, and other peoples of color, whether knowingly or unknowingly. I also love the fact that, with respect, I gave you two examples for medical racism, one of them being knowing, the other being unknowing. And we've only seemed to focus on the one that's semi-vague as opposed to the one that's directly in front of our face. But that's not even really the main point right now. I still feel as though, with respect, my entire argument has been grounded logically, right? And unless you can disprove the sentiments, right, you would have to concede that racism and systemic oppression, right, exists for Black people in the medical system. Do we agree on that sentiment or disagree?
No, because you have to prove.
I wasn't asking you, luckily. Until you can cite a source for me, but your opinion will not be valid to me. Thank you. Love and light, hugs and kisses. Back to Lady P, who I was talking to.
Lady
P. I'm so sorry. Lady Speaks. See, I'm even paying. Look at me getting so overstimulated. I'm not even paying attention. I apologize. Let's try it again. Lady Speaks. Can we agree or disagree on that sentiment?
He's definitely not being genuine.
You haven't even cited a source to substantiate your claims.
I can have this conversation with you. What would your definition
of oppression be? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wait, I'm going to answer your question, though.
But I'm not
What's
talking to you, though.
What's your definition of oppression,
But I'm not talking to you, though. With respect.
You're talking to me right now,
with all due respect, I asked
We can't even have a conversation because you're derailing.
Because
Lady Speaks, ask him what the definition of oppression is.
I'm talking. Wait,
we can't even talk because he's talking over everybody.
You all keep talking over me while I'm speaking to one person. I asked Lady Speaks a question. The same way Lady Speaks told me earlier that she wasn't talking to me, she was talking to the Indigenous woman. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Lady Speaks. With respect, please, I am more than willing to answer the question that you have for me after Lady Speaks answers my question. That's who I asked the question to.
There is mistreatment in the medical community, yeah.
But that's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you agree or disagree with the statement that I am posing? The medical systems of the United States of America perpetuate.
I feel like they don't have proper medical equipment. And
that leads to the disenfranchisement of Black people on the basis of their race, true or false?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. They're their skin
Okay,
color.
so we
Sure.
can agree.
False. I'm gonna say
So
false.
that's your, like I said, and until you cite that source for me, your opinion is rendered invalid. Just no tea, no shade. Thank you so much for
Okay, well,
answering
what
that
makes their
question.
opinion
Thank you
valid?
so much for
Because we
answering
asked a
my
few
question.
people their opinions.
Can I
I'm not
say
she's on the
something real quick?
microphone.
Can y'all hear me?
Who's talking?
A research study
y'all
is a
hear me?
bunch of opinions.
Yeah, I can hear.
I'm Lady P.
Okay, I just want to make sure because my box isn't lighting up. So I wanted to point out something that I didn't really care for. So like when you said earlier, Lady Speaks, that that these many years ago, that's not like, I don't know, that kind of language like just kind of like really
It
doesn't
was a
sit well with me.
microaggression. It was a microaggression.
I
Yeah,
mean,
hold
it
on.
was
Yeah,
different
hold on.
many years
One
ago.
sec.
What are you talking
One
about?
second. Can I get my point across, please?
Sure.
So that
Are you
kind of
still
like
enslaved
language.
though? I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Do
What
we
are
still
you?
have segregation? Do we still have slavery? No.
What are
Yes,
you
we have
talking about? I
segregation.
wasn't talking.
Still have segregation.
Can we hold on? Can I get my point, please?
All right. I let you
Please.
speak. I love you all. Bye. I'm going to bed.
Bye, Ashley.
Okay. So anywho, so I wasn't talking about slavery or nothing like that. We were talking about medical racism. That is what we were talking about. That's what we're still talking about. And you said that the treatment for people is just like you were trying to say like, oh, many years ago. I don't really care for that language because it kind of insinuates that we are just so far removed from racism and from systemic oppression. But I really wanted to tackle another way that we are systemically impacted by it, and it's through pain tolerance. This has been like a major discussion in the context of medical racism, because literal medical schools in the U.S. would teach that there are biological differences between Black people and white people, and to say that white people to say that Black people had a higher pain tolerance than white people, and this will lead to us receiving less care, our pain not being taken seriously, and all sorts of things, and to this day, the racial bias still exists. So if you want to go to the National Library of Medicine, and the article titled "Racial Bias and Pain Assessment and Treatment Recommendations and False Beliefs About Biological Differences Between Blacks and Whites," it was posted in 2016, and it compiled a series of studies that talked about medical students and practicing doctors' racial biases in their how.
So let me stop you. I'm not saying that racism is gone, and I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. Okay, racism is still alive, and it is very much like a thing. So y'all are trying to give me all these examples. Like, I know racism exists, but it exists within multiple people, multiple races.
So if I could get my point, so if I could get my point.
But you're reading all this stuff about,
No,
I understand.
I didn't even read anything yet. I was just talking. I haven't even read anything off the screen. I've literally just been talking. So I don't know.
Oh, you paused, lady. We didn't hear you.
Oh.
No, I was saying no, I wasn't going. So anywho, so I was saying like maybe I'm just articulate or something like that, maybe. But anywho, so when we were talking, the point of me saying that, and the point of me even bringing up the racial bias that still exists amongst many doctors and their inherent belief that we have these differences is to say that our mistreatment wasn't many years ago. Okay, the mistreatment in the medical system wasn't like this bad or wretched past or whatever. And I think that we have to start looking at it from the lens that it was just like a few really bad apples and really bad people and stuff like that.
What I was saying though was back then it wasn't as prevalent probably to be tested on people with darker skin. And they need to update that. They need to update that, and they need to fix it.
And it still isn't, though.
That's the point. With respect, the point is that this issue is still taking place in present day.
And
so
with
when
the
you
point, with respect, I'm saying that I understand.
But when you perpetuate the language that, oh, this used to be such an issue in the past, it perpetuates the perspective and belief that it is less of an issue now, when in fact, this is an enduring issue. It has just changed forms.
This is an issue for them. This is not an issue
You
for
still
the
haven't cited a source. Your opinion is invalid.
majority of Black Americans are not wondering or
Shanti,
caring
please.
about these type of things. We're not feeling unsafe in a hospital.
Yes, they do.
That's not true at all.
No,
Please
they
do not put
don't.
that
No, we don't. I
allegation.
was
Do
in a
not do
hospital.
that.
I had a
Please do not do
baby.
that. Just because, hey, I had a baby too, and I experienced horrible medical racism. Let's not put that there, and let's not make that assumption.
I'm Black, and y'all don't.
We're
And
derailing.
Hey,
Stop,
okay,
stop,
doll.
stop, we're derailing.
One mic.
hey, I'm so tired of y'all trying to use these stats to speak for everybody. No.
We're
disgustingly
derailing.
disingenuous to get on a panel.
Okay, well,
Hold on, guys.
we have personal experiences too. It's important to listen to people. Y'all.
Oh, hello?
It's
Shantae?
okay.
They keep talking about stats, but they never listen to people. They just overtalk people. They don't care about these people. They just use stats to push a point.
Because anecdotal experiences do not trump
Listen
statistical
to an actual
data.
person. I'm an actual person. I'm Black.
Right.
And you want to
And whilst
overtalk me. You don't even care about me
Black
or how I
people-
feel.
Okay,
or
hold
anything.
on.
So
I wanna
stop
hear
talking,
from-
stop pushing stats on us.
I want to hear from Shantae.
I have
Shantae,
those-
please. And then
gosh.
Rue has stats she wants to share too. So
I
before we-
had those things for Lady.
And then can Ab go too after that, please?
Yes,
I
and
don't
Ed as
really
well.
know the topic of this conversation, but I think the biggest issue that most Black Americans are focused on is the gun violence in our communities, the homeless or housing problems in our communities. We're not talking about thermometers or temperature or pain tolerance. We don't care. We have way bigger problems than that. So these people are being disingenuous. I think Davis is 19. He's sitting in college. He hasn't had probably one hard day in his life.
Excuse me,
And he's over here complaining about thermometers.
Please,
Come
I'm so
on,
sorry.
how tone deaf is that?
People have been
When
lying
people
on
are
my
really
age
dying
for
out
years.
here.
It gets me banned on
People
TikTok.
are
Please tell her to
really
stop doing
dying,
that.
Davis.
Please.
People are really dying, getting
Guys.
shot down in their own communities.
Whoa, whoa,
and you're
whoa, whoa,
talking
whoa,
about
whoa.
thermometers.
She's going to get me flagged on TikTok. Please tell her to stop doing that.
Okay. You can be 19 on TikTok. I didn't
But
assume you were 19.
if TikTok believes that you are lying about your age, on my profile, my age states that I'm 21, which I am. If they perceive me to be lying about my age, they will revoke my live access.
Okay.
It has happened
Black people
before.
are worried about the immigration
Please
problem
stop lying on my
Haitians are
name.
taking over our neighborhoods. That's what Black people are talking about. We're not talking about thermometers. I promise you, or medical
Yes, I'm
racism,
Black.
because it really
Jump
doesn't
right
affect
out of
us.
here.
Guys, listen,
The
please be
anti-blackness just jumped
no
right out of you.
anarchy. Please be quiet.
Well,
I want to hear Shantae say what she's got to say because she's been up here too. So, please, Shantae.
I just think these people are being very tone deaf, and they don't speak for all Black Americans. And so I think you should just listen to other people. I think Davis, he got his little thermometer point, yes, but I think it would be very important to listen to more realistic Black people.
No, I know not everybody feels. I mean, like I know, not everybody feels this way.
So are these stats made up of like robots or people? Like, do they make their stats out of like cats and dogs, or do
I
they
don't
make
know,
them from
because I've
people?
been in the hospital, and the nurses that I had made me very comfortable. I had to get an epidural because I was pregnant, and they cared about my pain. They made sure I was very, very comfortable. So these stats doesn't reflect every Black American, okay?
Okay, that doesn't answer my
Can I
question.
say something? I've experienced medical racism. I have. I go through. I deal with mental depression, and my mental depression wasn't seen as depression. I've experienced the justice system. I was thrown and beaten on the ground, what I call the police, for something that I went through. I've experienced educational racism.
Did you say what
So,
you call the police?
Yeah,
Yes.
I called the police.
Yes,
My house was robbed, and the cops. Oh, it's a great story. The cops came to my house in the state that I will never, ever go back again, Florida. The cops came to my house. I called them because my house was broken into. The cops came and then threatened to arrest me because I wasn't speaking to him in a tone that he thought was okay. And he spit on my lawn, spit on my porch, and literally almost put me in handcuffs. That's just one example of the experiences that I've had with the justice system. And I don't commit any crimes.
Something similar happened to me at the age of 14.
I just feel like
that was just extremely, not you, Anarchy, but Shanti, when she said that about like doctors and like, I'm actually extremely happy for you that you didn't experience medical racism. Like nobody would be like, oh my God, like how dare, I'm actually like so happy you didn't have to experience that as a Black woman, but to sit here and say that we're all just like saying stuff and it doesn't matter is actually extremely disingenuous and harmful. As Black women, the things we've experienced.
You're happy for me.
Hold on, Deshanti, please. I'm genuinely being sympathetic. I'm genuinely being sympathetic because I take that very seriously. I do not ever want a Black woman to go through what Black women go through in the medical field. I'm not attacking you. I'm literally trying to explain something to you, right? All I'm saying is that it's extremely disingenuous. I am happy that you did not experience it. Can you please?
You don't have to explain.
Can you not? Like, that's so disrespectful. I just need you to understand.
Talk to them, please.
No, I'm going to speak to you because I feel like, whatever, regardless if I'm speaking to you or not, okay? There are Black women in here that can hear me loud and clear, so I'm going to speak to them too.
Hold on. Deshante.
See how they overtalk people?
You overtalked me.
Wait, stop, guys.
I don't want to hear it.
Wait. We let you speak. Please let OK Doll speak because they haven't had a chance to speak.
I don't want to hear what she has to say.
No. Well, then I'm sorry. Then you need to drop.
She can't
We let you speak. You need to let other one. Like,
okay,
you
I'm
need
not
to let other people speak.
I'm not lecturing.
You need to let other people speak. So I'm going to keep muting you. OK Doll, if you want to talk, I will keep muting you. I will keep muting them so you can get your point out.
Thank you. So yeah, my name's Ray, by the way. I know my name says Doll, but my name's Ray for those who don't know. But all I was saying, right, is that like, even not to her, just any Black woman who has not personally experienced it or unknowingly, you don't know if you have or have not, right? I'm not gonna ever be like, oh my God, like you're lying. I would never say that. I would hope that no Black woman ever experiences medical racism. I just think it's truly disingenuous when you come on a panel and say that we're lying or these stats aren't real or these aren't real people. We are real people. We've experienced these things, right? Like I am a young Black woman and I gave birth and I almost unalived because of medical racism. Like the trauma that I experienced. I'm terrified to give birth again because I almost unalived trying to have my child. So for you to say that that doesn't happen, it's just so disingenuous and disrespectful. And I usually don't get emotional about it, but that extremely upset me because I feel like that's not fair in this conversation. No, please be quiet. That's not fair to any woman who's ever experienced that in the medical field. There are Black women who have unalived. That is a statistic. That is fact, right? These are real life experiences that we have gone through. And you came up and you were disingenuous about it, and that is harmful. That is so harmful. Whether the host or anyone on this panel agrees or not, we can understand that there are real things that happen to people, and statistics aren't made up by random numbers. They're made up by real people experiencing real things, and they take those numbers and they put them into data. Like, we need to stop doing that, especially as Black people. I'm sorry, we really need to stop doing that.
Can we talk about the first one? Or are we still?
I support that.
That's fine. Rue also has. She's.
Mine was just like what Lady and I were talking about earlier, and then we can move on. So I looked up all the states.
Can we have a conversation? I don't think we can have a conversation.
Whoa.
We keep getting railroaded.
Yeah, we do, because you come up and do stuff like that. Anyway, Lady, if we can go through the states, I've gone through all of them.
Sure.
And you can tell me if I've missed them, but every single, Lady P, every state that you listed, you're good. Every state that you listed that doesn't protect gender or race, I've gone through, and all of the states that you listed, unless I've missed them, have race, gender identity, and all the categories that I listed earlier as categories for race crimes.
That's not true. Because
we can go through the states.
We can start with Alabama.
Hate crimes. Alabama.
We can start with Alabama if you would like to.
Yep, for sure. So I have here, biased motivations based on the classification of hate crimes, and you have race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, disability, gender, and gender identity. So those are all the ones I named.
This is not that. You said this is for Alabama?
Yes, Alabama.
That's not true, baby.
I'm looking at it right here.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
No.
Your gender and gender identity.
This is not true. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is from from the Alabama government. Okay, this is right here from Alabama government. Right here, right? This is their legislation. This is what a bill looks like in America, right? And this is right here where it says hate crimes, where it's highlighted in green hate crimes, right? So you go right here. Then you could say a person who has been found guilty of a crime, the commission of which was shown beyond a reasonable doubt to have been motivated by the victim's act of perceived race, color, religion, national origin, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or physical or mental disability shall be punished as follows. Where in this part does it mention gender identity or sex?
Okay, so tell me why then in the classification. Wait, hang on, wait. So tell me why in all these classifications there are hate crimes documented for gender and gender identity. If they don't classify it, how are they documented?
Protection is not there, babe.
Wait. If the protection is not there, how are there classifications of this happening in Alabama? Wait, okay, so explain to me, if it is not there, why there are these two categories where crimes have been recorded happening based on this statistic of gender and gender identity.
Can I have the name of your source, Rue, so I can look it up?
So these are, hang on. I'm giving sources. She's
asking me a question.
Yeah, hang on. My source is just the Justice Government, the Department of U.S. Government.
.org, .gov, like what is it?
Gov. So it's the Department of Justice.gov.
I'm on the same
my source right here is the state of Alabama Law Institute, right? That's what this is.
My question would be, so these are just these cover multiple years. So these are classifications from 2020, 21, 2022. They cover multiple years, but these are just the amount of crimes that happened based on the motivation. So these are the hate crimes that happened.
Baby, the protection is not there. You can
wait. So then how are they? Wait. You can say the protection is not there, but then how have they classified these crimes? Wait. If the protection is not there, how are these people?
Website.
So if the classifications are not there, how are these people being charged with crimes, hate crimes against the classification isn't there? Why would these be here then?
With respect,
use the FBI website.
I'm so
you want me to use the Federal Bureau?
I have the actual U.S. Department of Justice Hate Crimes Law and Policies, and it shows the biases categories among, including in state laws and which ones that they do adhere to and that they don't. And Alabama at the top literally has a no for sexual orientation, gender, sex, and gender identity. And
okay, so then how?
The United States Department of Justice.
Right. So then can you explain to me then how there have been crimes gone down, hate crimes against sexual orientation, gender, and gender identity? If they're not protected, how have they gone down as these?
It's simple because the federal government, right, when they're collecting statistics for certain things, have their own classifiers. We already clarified earlier that when it comes to hate crimes, the legislation is on a state by state basis. Just because the federal government,
Alabama,
1 second, please, let me finish, please. Just because the federal government is capable of sifting through arrest statistics on the basis of certain qualities doesn't mean that a state affords protections for those crimes. State
if your
versus
sexual
federal,
orientation, wait, you can stop, hang on. If your state does not protect your sexual orientation, your gender, and your gender identity, they would not arrest anyone for a hate crime perpetrate. Yes, so they would not arrest them for those things. But these statistics state otherwise. There have been people arrested for these things.
No, so bro, can I correct the misinformation? Oh, wait 1 second. Can I correct the misinformation?
Hold on. So basically what y'all are saying is if it doesn't fit what you're saying, then it's not true, even though it came from a .gov website.
That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard at all.
There's a fundamental
what I heard was there's a difference
federal
between
and state law and federal and state legal access, right? The way laws and crimes are categorized by our federal government, right, compared to individual states will always be slightly different.
Okay, so I do.
But the hate crime statistics involve gender identity, and sexual orientation. Yes. If they don't charge for it in that country, wait. If they don't charge for it in that state, then you would not be arrested for the grounds of a hate crime against sexual orientation. But people are being arrested for it.
You know that these statistics are created by sifting through arrest records.
Oh my God.
It's a .gov website.
What are we splitting hairs?
These statistics are created by sifting through
Okay, moving on to
arrest records federally and then classifying them.